How's it going, everybody? Marla Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback, and we are now looking at the Amazing Spider-Man issue 31. This issue came out in December of 1965, and today we're going to continue the storyline of exactly what's been going on in Peter Parker's life. We know that Aunt May has not been feeling well for the past couple of issues, so we're going to learn more about that. We are also going to see the pretty much Peter Parker going to college. He starts his first semester in this issue. So we're going to see pretty much 2 days worth of Peter Parker in classes. Is a different issue. It's a unique issue. We're going to focus a lot on just an everyday life of Peter Parker, but we're also going to see a little bit of action with Spider-Man as well. And so before we get started, go ahead and give this video a big O like, and then subscribe if you have not, because you're going to see more great stories just like this on this channel. And as always, this is brought to you by Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Sam Rosen. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So we see on the splash page right here, we see these guys in purple. Now, we had seen them in the last issue, and now we're going to see more of them as we open up our story right here. It looks like they are stealing this nuclear device, and they are working under this guy. As we come to find out, he is the master planner. And we don't know exactly who this master planner is, but we do know from this issue that the master planner has some knowledge of Spider-Man from the past. So this could be a supervillain from Spider-Man's past. We just do not know which supervillain that is. Now, what exactly is this master planner needing this nuclear device for? Why is he using these henchmen? We just don't know exactly from this issue, but it's pretty good storytelling and great, I would say, great artwork as well from Steve Ditko, Stan Lee. They are both doing a fantastic job at this point. And so we come to find out that there's a underwater lair, and Peter Parker, who is Spider-Man, just does not know about this base. And these guys get away just in time before Spider-Man can catch up to them. And so Spider-Man's fighting these guys on the helicopter. He uses part of the helicopter to stop the propellers. And so this big helicopter just falls right into this river here. And Spider-Man tries his best to go and locate these guys, but the guys get away just in time, and so he has no idea where these guys in purple went to. And so we see right here that this is the master planner. He's speaking here, and he's basically saying that Spider-Man is getting in his way of basically him taking over the world. He needs all these different devices to experiment on. So that's a key thing right there. What's this guy's plans? What's he trying to do? Well, it looks like he's trying his best to take over the world. It's just like any big supervillain. I mean, he's trying to take over the world. So we see some great artwork here from Steve Ditko. It shows that Peter Parker is going to register for classes. It's a big orientation day. It's the day right before classes start. He meets Flash Thompson. He gets his books. I mean, it's a big day for Peter Parker, but he doesn't know that Aunt May is still not feeling well. And so when he comes home, Aunt May faints right in front of him. They call Dr. Bromwell, the family doctor. He comes and he basically tells Peter Parker that, you know what, Aunt May's just not feeling well. We got to run some tests. She's going to have to spend the night in the hospital. So because of this, we see right here that Peter Parker is going to be worrying to death about Aunt May. And that's all that's going to be on his mind is Aunt May for the next 2 days. Because these next 2 days he's going to be at school trying to meet new people, but that's all going to be on his mind is Aunt May. Now we are introduced to two new characters here. And this guy right here is Harry Osbourne. And this beautiful young lady is Gwen Stacy. And so these two characters are pretty unique into the Spider-Man history. Spider-Man, I would say, just if you're not really familiar with these two characters, they play a big part in Spider-Man and Peter Parker's life. And so we are introduced to them here. And so they both have classes with Peter Parker as well as Flash Thompson. So we see an old character, but some new characters as well. It seems like Harry Osbourne and Flash Thompson seem to get along pretty well, and they just don't like Peter Parker. Peter Parker is kind of giving them the cold shoulder. He's just all the time thinking about Aunt May's health. He tries to concentrate on the professor. He has a hard time doing that. Guys from orientation try to talk to him, but he gives them the cold shoulder. So he's making a pretty bad start right off the bat at ESU, not giving people much attention. He's at the library trying to study. He keeps thinking about Aunt May. And then the last class of the day. So we have Harry Osborn. He tries to play this big trick on him, and it's going to succeed. But we come to find out that Gwen Stacy kind of has, I don't know, it looks like she has a crush on Peter Parker because she keeps, saying, this is not cool, guys. Y'all need to stop messing around with him. She even says at one point, or thinks at one point, that he's pretty attractive, as we see right here. She says, I still can't help feeling attracted to him. So it seems that Peter Parker is being a little bit of a mystery to Gwen Stacy, and that's very attractive to her. So we see right off the bat that Gwen Stacy, for some reason, is attracted to Peter Parker. She doesn't understand why she's attracted to him. And we see right here that Peter Parker's lab experiments blow up in his face pretty much. And so everybody's laughing. He gets in trouble by Professor Warren here. And so, see the concern on Gwen Stacy's face here that she does not like the prank that they played on Peter Parker. And so we see right here that, Peter Parker rushes back to the hospital to catch up on Aunt May. He has no time to socialize. And so we finally come to find out that Aunt May is just not feeling well, and her condition is just not good, as the doctor is telling Peter Parker. So Peter Parker gets more and more nervous about Aunt May's health. And on top of that, he has to also come home to find bills in the mail. I mean, things are just not looking good for Peter Parker right now. So he goes and changes to Spider-Man to get things off his mind. He needs to get some money, so he's going to try his best to take some news photos. Can't find any crime at all. And so he goes the next day, doesn't get a single lick of sleep. I mean, he is walking on campus just tired as heck, you can imagine. We still see the curiosity of Gwen Stacy here. And so we're going to try to find out exactly how Peter Parker's next day is at school. We also come to find out that, because there's a lack of news, we see JJ, who is Jameson here, he wants to have, as we see right here, Foswell to go and dig up some news. And so we're going to see an appearance of Patch. That's his dual identity. And we also see right here, we're picking up from last issue, that, remember, Ned Leeds, he proposed to Betty Brant. And Betty Brant has not given him an answer yet because she's still attracted to Peter Parker. So we still see that Betty Brant feels like Peter Parker is holding a secret from her. And she said that I can't give you an answer until I know for certain how Peter feels. And so we're still on that for right now. So we see Patch now, as Foswell's turned into Patch. He uses this mask here and with an eye patch as his secret identity here to catch up with the news of the underworld. And he comes to find out that there is going to be a cargo of nuclear devices at Pier 6 tonight. And so that's exactly how he needs to let the authorities know, but he loses track of the guy. It's like, well, dang, how am I going to tell the police? So we'll come to find that out soon. We catch up with Peter Parker. He's on his second day of classes here. And so Gwen Stacy tries to go up to him basically to get his attention. And then he gives her the cold shoulder, and she's like, you can't brush off me that way. No one has ever done that to me before. So Gwen Stacy is pretty upset about that. See Spider-Man back on the scene here. It's nighttime. And we run right into Patch. And so Patch delivers the information to Spider-Man here about that there's going to be a robbery on Pier 6. So Spider-Man goes to Pier 6, and lo and behold, he sees these guys in purple, and they're up to no good. They look like they're trying to steal something else, and Spider-Man ruins the plans here. So some great fight scenes right here with Spider-Man and these guys in purple. And so the guys in purple leap right back into the river once again, getting out of the way of Spider-Man, and the police show up, but there's just not enough, action for Spider-Man to take some photos for the Daily Bugle. And so we see right here, we're going to get close to the end of the story here. The master planner saying that Spider-Man's interference has caused him to lose too much precious time. And he said, I could have used that ship's cargo for my research and radiation effects. So he has this ray, and he's wanting to use it for something powerful here. And we're going to come to find that out next issue. And then lastly, we come to find out more from the doctors, and the doctors are saying, I can't believe what we just seen here from these tests, and it's just not looking good. What are the results of these tests that are going to reveal Aunt May's health? What's this all about? Well, go ahead, give this video a big old like, and we will talk about this, and we'll see exactly what happens next issue, in issue 32. So look forward to that, and I hope y'all have just a great day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time as we look at Amazing Spider-Man issue 32.